Good evening, baseball fans. On behalf of the Alaska Goldpanners organization, welcome to Growden Memorial Park in Game 3 of this 6-game set, featuring the visitors on the scoreboard, the San Diego Waves, taking on your Alaska Goldpanners. Tonight's umpiring crew is as follows. Behind the dish at home plate is Mr. Dan Angelo. At first base, it's Mr. Scott Ginger. And at third base, it's Mr. Brandon Johnson. Now fans, if you'll turn to your programs, let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, for the San Diego Waves. Batting first, the third baseman, wearing number 3, is Noah Lazuka. Batting second, the designated hitter, wearing number 4, is Michael Myra. Batting third, the right fielder, wearing number 37, Mason St. Hilary. Batting fourth, the shortstop, wearing number 1, Reese Harmon. Batting fifth, the center fielder, wearing number 27, Max Mendoza. Batting sixth, the first baseman, wearing number 22, Mitchell Baker. Batting seventh, the left fielder, wearing number 21, Brandon Strickland. Batting eighth, the catcher, wearing number 17, Zahir Chowdhury. And batting ninth, the second baseman, wearing number 12, Joe Colbeck. The starting pitcher for the San Diego Waves tonight is number 24, Gavin Graff. And the rest of the San Diego Waves were managed by Mr. Jake Rico. His assistant coaches, the pitching coach is Lewis Cohen, assistant coach Kevin Cunningham, and the GM is Mike Studer. All right, Fairbanks, make some noise for your Alaska Goldpanners! Starting in right field, wearing number 13, Logan Drummond. Starting in center field, wearing number 10, Carl Peters. Starting in left field, wearing number 7, Eric Svetko. Starting at third base, wearing number 17, Robert Matei. Starting at shortstop, wearing number 9, Ty Farango. Starting at second base, wearing number 8, Logan Reddyman. At first base, wearing number 37, Tyler Stowe. Catching for your Alaska Goldpanners is number 15, Jackson Frankovich. And tonight's starting pitcher for your Alaska Goldpanners is number 18, Keaton Chase. Tonight's designated hitter for your Alaska Goldpanners is number 5, Eddie Alfaro. And the rest of your Alaska Goldpanners were field managed by Mr. Brett Latchman. His assistant coaches are Carlos Gonzalez, Jake Gonzalez, Logan Smith, and Omar Nazal. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you all please stand. Kindly remove your caps and place your hand over your heart for the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Thank you. Tonight, the Alaska Goldpanners game day sponsor is the Channel Chiefs Conference. And today we have a very special guest heading out to the mound. We'd like to welcome to the mound President of the Channel Chiefs Conference, President Brian Ridley. Brian is responsible to ensure that 42 tribal entities and 20,000 tribal members are provided quality healthcare, social services, and tribal government technical assistance. Brian, throw out the first pitch. Good throw, Brian. All right, baseball fans, on the count of 3, I want you to yell out, play ball. 1, 2, 3. Let's play Saturday Night Baseball.
A very pleasant good evening to you from Growden Memorial Park in beautiful Fairbanks, Alaska. Garrow Von Dame with you live for Goldpanners Baseball as we continue this 6-game set to open up the 2023 season against the visiting San Diego Waves. Goldpanners have taken the first 2 games by scores of 5-3 in game 1 and 7-1 last night. Goldpanners took a 5-0 lead after 3 innings yesterday and cruised to victory. And look for more of the same here tonight. The Waves trying to get the offense going, as they have had just 10 base hits over the first 2 games. And the Goldpanners 2-0 on the season. The Waves are 1-3. They played a couple of games before coming up here to the 49th state. And the Goldpanners will look to Keaton Chase tonight. He is on the hill getting loose, the 6-foot right-hander from San Jose State, a redshirt senior. He will face off against Gavin Graff, the 6'4" right-hander for the Waves out of Adelphi University in New York. Cloudy but warm and a little humid here. Feels like home back in Pittsburgh. It's warm, slight breeze, and the Goldpanners and Waves ready to go. Another big crowd working their way in to the stands here at Growden. I went downstairs a few minutes ago. The snack bar line was already about 100 deep down at Frosty Hooters. Goldpanners baseball here on PannerVision. And you can follow the Goldpanners on all of our social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You can follow me on Twitter at VoiceOfGman. I always post the broadcast links before the game. And the Goldpanners are set to go here with the right-hander Keaton Chase making his Fairbanks debut. He will start off against Noah Lazuka for the Waves. Third baseman wearing number 3, right-handed hitter against the righty Chase. And the first pitch comes at 7:02 p.m. local time. And it's called a strike. Chase deals the ball down low. Stanley Cup final game just concluded with a 3-2 win for the Vegas Golden Knights. They have a 3-1 series lead now in the Stanley Cup finals. Ground ball to first, the flip to Chase covering the bag in plenty of time. And 1 up and 1 down for Keaton Chase. For the Waves, batting second will be Michael Myra, the designated hitter. He'll be followed by Mason St. Hilary, the right fielder. Shortstop Reese Harmon bats cleanup. Max Mendoza playing center field and batting 5th. First baseman Mitchell Baker in the 6th spot. 7, 8, 9 for the Waves are Brandon Strickland, the left fielder, catcher Zuhair Chowdhury, and second baseman Joe Kolbeck. Keaton Chase, 7.5 earned run average over 30 innings this year at San Jose State. Has battled through some injuries in his collegiate career. 22 strikeouts, 21 walks this year. Two balls, no strikes. Base is empty and 1 away, and this one is grounded softly towards second base, where Logan Redeman scoops and throws. Let's go around the Goldpanners defense. Catching for Keaton Chase is Jackson Frankovich. Tyler Stone at first. Logan Redeman, who you heard there at second base. Ty Barango, the third consecutive start at short. Rob Matei over at the hot corner. In left, it's Eric Smelko for the Goldpanners. Carl Peters in center, and Logan Drummond in right. I wonder if this is the first year that the Goldpanners have had two Logans on the team.
Perfect.
Two up and two down for Keaton Chase. Brings up Mason St. Hilary, the right fielder for the Waves. Somehow dances out of the way of that fastball inside. St. Hilary, a freshman from Delta College. The Waves are coached by Jake Rico. Lewis Cohen, the pitching coach. Assistant Kevin Cottingham. General manager, Fairbanks' own Mike Studer. And the Goldpanners are managed by first-year head coach Brett Latchman. Brett was an assistant here back in 2009. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. It's 2-2. Your bench coach for the Goldpanners, Carlos Gonzalez out of Cyprus. Pitching coach Jack Gonzalez. Omar Vilos and Logan Smith also assisting. General manager for the Goldpanners, John Lorkey. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss and a 1-2-3 first for Keaton Chase. Goldpanners coming to bat.
Don't forget to
Goldpanners coming to bat here in the bottom of inning number one. From the Golden Heart of Alaska here in Fairbanks, Growden Park, home of the Panners since 1961. The Panners were born in 1960. U.S. Navy Admiral Red Boucher founding this team, then turned the reins over to Don Dennis for many decades. And now General Manager John Lorkey running the ship. This one is grounded right side, a diving stop by Baker, who throws on to Gavin Graff, and a nice play by the first baseman Mitchell Baker to take care of Eddie Alfaro, the designated hitter, on a 3-1 putout. Brings up Eric Smelko for the Goldpanners. He'll be followed by Ty Barango and Tyler Stone. Rob Matei batting fifth. Logan Drummond in the sixth spot. Jackson Frankovich will bat seventh. Logan Redeman eighth, and Carl Peters batting ninth. The Waves go 1-2-3 in the first against Keaton Chase. San Diego just 5 hits over 19 innings of baseball so far. Goldpanners started off well on the mound in the 2023 campaign. This turf was installed in 1985. The dimensions here at Growden, 315 down the left field line, 415 into center, and 330 down the right field line. Ooh, that one is ripped. Next to the Waves dugout where about 8 players are seated and so they ducked underneath it. Smelko for the Goldpanners. Junior from Cal State Dominguez Hills out of La Mesa, California, swings and misses for the strikeout. 2 up and 2 down for Gavin Graff out of Adelphi in New York State. Ty Barango had a 4 for 5 night yesterday with a triple, 2 doubles, RBI, couple of runs scored. Big night for him. 5 Goldpanner pitchers combined to allow just the 1 run last night on 5 base hits. This one is lifted into left field, but Strickland is right there to make the catch in a 1-2-3 bottom of the first. And after 1, no score, Goldpanners and Waves.
Want to give a birthday shout out. If your name is Wyatt Roundtree, happy 8th birthday from your Alaska Goldpanners.
No base runners yet in the game as we start inning number 2 here from Growden. Reese Harmon, shortstop, in the cleanup spot, leading off this second inning, followed by Max Mendoza and Mitchell Baker. The first pitch is grounded towards first, where Tyler Stone picks it up on a couple of hops. 4 up and 4 down for tonight's starting pitcher, Keaton Chase. Brings up Max Mendoza. Well, earlier today, I was out on the bicycle and stumbled upon the Sasquatch Expo over at the Carlson Center, which is right across the street here. Hockey rink. That was pretty cool. They had a whole bunch of plaster casts of Bigfoot footprints, books. You can buy some Sasquatch earrings. It's going on tomorrow, too, if you're around Fairbanks. You can check it out tomorrow over at the Carlson Center. They had all the Alaskan hot spots for Bigfoot sightings. There's some campground north of here that they said has a whole bunch of sightings. Pitches upstairs on Mendoza, 3 balls and a strike. Jeff Meldrum was there, and you might not know the name Jeff Meldrum, but if you've stumbled across any of those Bigfoot shows, he's that anthropologist, cryptozoologist from Idaho, university professor that is on all those shows, talking about the scientific evidence and furthermore. They even had a clinic there
There's another one.
on how to make plaster casts if you yourself come across a gigantic footprint. Never know what you're going to find here in Fairbanks. Three balls and two strikes, one out, bases empty, top of the second, scoreless game, and it's ball four. First walk issued by Keaton Chase. It allows Mendoza to reach with one out. Here in the second inning brings up Mitchell
Now,
Baker.
Waves, number 22, Mitchell Baker.
I asked Jeff Meldrum, I said, hey, you know, I'm doing a baseball game across the street tonight. Would you want to come sit in for an interview, promote your books? And he looked me over and he said, I have some other obligations. So. Don't I have a trustworthy face? Jeff either thought otherwise or really does have other plans. He's probably at the Turtle Club having some prime rib. Here's the 0-1, swung on and fouled back to the wall. Pitch is up high, a runner takes off, and the ball is dropped by catcher Frankovich, so no throw. And so a stolen base for Max Mendoza. The Waves are trying to manufacture a run here in the second inning of a 0-0 game. Mitchell Baker, the batter. First baseman for San Diego. Freshman out of San Diego Christian. And it's popped down the left field line, and it's going to get out of play. A lot of people squeezing into the building tonight. Parking lot is full, overflow parking going over to the Fairbanks Curling Club beyond the left field fence and across 2nd Avenue. Doubleheader for you tomorrow beginning at 2 p.m. local time. And the strikeout of Baker, 2 away for Brandon Strickland. The Fairbanks Curling Club over that left field fence figures into the lore of Goldpanners baseball here because there's all the rumors and stories of players in the past hitting the curling club with home runs. A lot of people tell stories about baseballs hitting the roof and such, but the people that know will say that only one put one on the roof of the curling club, and it was many years ago. I once saw someone short hop the wall of the curling club. That was Eric Kiefner back in 2001, my first season here. He was a linebacker from Arizona State. Two balls and a strike with 2 outs and a runner at second base. Catches up to it just to foul it back and out of play. We had a big crowd here last night, another one tonight. Last night, Mason Schmidt got the start. 2 scoreless for the Goldpanners, and his dad, former big leaguer Jason Schmidt, who pitched 14 years in the major leagues, was kind enough to join us for an interview here on PannerVision. What a nice guy. Watched him pitch a lot in person in Pittsburgh at Three Rivers Stadium, and then a little bit at PNC Park before he was traded to the San Francisco Giants, where his career really took off. Had some great years with the Giants, and then finished out his career with the Dodgers. Now making his home in Arizona. We appreciate Jason coming on. And it's ball four, second walk of the inning, so Brandon Strickland draws the base on balls. So 2 aboard with 2 outs for Zuhair Chowdhury. Keaton Chase went 1-2-3 in the first, but a couple of walks have him in a bit of trouble here in the second inning, but there are 2 outs.
Now to bat for the Waves, number 17, Zuhair Chowdhury.
Head coach Jake Rico in the third base box for San Diego. Lined into center field, that's a base hit. Charging it is Peters. He's going to come up throwing. Mendoza around third, and he will slide. Oh, what's the call? Safe is the call at home. Mendoza's hurt on the plays. He came in head first, and he looks like he's going to be all right. And now home plate umpire, after some conversation, is going to call the other umpires in. I think he was trying to determine if the tag actually made contact with the runner, and maybe that's why he's asking for help. If the tag was made, the inning is over. If not, it's 1-0 Waves, and the inning continues with 2 aboard. Umpires talking things over. Head coach Brett Latchman is out, awaiting their decision. Home plate umpire is Dan Angelo. Scott Ginger and Brandon Johnson, the other umpires. A warm, cloudy night here in Fairbanks. And a huge crowd, my goodness. We have had some great crowds here to open up the season. And the umpire still trying to determine if the runner was out at the plate or not. Gives us a moment to talk about the mustache of our starting pitcher tonight. Keaton Chase has a magnificent stash. Very impressive. The umpires are going to count the run. So it's 1-0 Waves, and now Brett Latchman wants an explanation from Dan Angelo. So the Waves will take a 1-0 lead here in the second inning on the RBI single for Zuhair Chowdhury, scoring Max Mendoza. Over to second base goes Strickland on the play. So a couple of walks come back to hurt Keaton Chase and the Goldpanners. Oh, they're calling it a blocking the plate. So that's why they're saying the run counts. They are saying that Frankovich blocked the plate. And Brett Latchman is still pleading his case, and now he will head back to the dugout. The Waves have the lead. They had the lead in game 1 until the 7th inning when the Goldpanners scored 5 runs and eventually won that game 5-3. And the first pitch to Joe Kolbeck, in for a strike. The PannerVision crew tonight, Chris Carlson on the controls. Bam Bam Burnley on camera duties. Softly hit towards the Panner dugout for a strike. It's 0-2 on number 12, Joe Kolbeck. Sophomore from Iowa Western. The 0-2. This is outside. Good foot off the plate, 1-2. Trying to get him to chase. Kolbeck in the 9 spot, so Lazuka at the top of the order due up. Waves happy to get a run across. His offense has been tough to come by in this series. For the Waves, that is. San Diego, over the first 2 games, batted just 156 as a team. Still just 1 hit today, but we're only in the 2nd inning, and they've pushed a run across thanks to the 2 walks. And the 2-2 delivery is popped high, foul down the right field side and into the stands.
Hey, one lucky Goldpanner fan just got a souvenir baseball.
Keaton Chase trying to get out of this inning. The 2-2. Just misses for ball 3. A couple of walks in the inning, and then now the count full on Colbeck. Colbeck was at the top of the order yesterday, went 0 for 3 with a walk. Today in the 9 spot. There go the runners, and this one is smashed into center field. Going back is Peters, drifting back, and he will reach up and make the catch. 1 run on 1 base hit, a couple of men left on. The Waves have a 1-0 lead after 1.5. Oh yeah, another great night here in Fairbanks. Big crowd taking in what should be another good ball game between the Alaska Goldpanners and the San Diego Waves. So many children here. Anybody that grows up in Fairbanks has 100 stories of growing up here at the park chasing foul balls and about all the great players they watched over the years. Over 200 have gone to the major leagues, a few Hall of Famers in there. Who's going to make it from this team? Could it be Tyler Stone? The big first baseman has 1 home run already on the season. He bats here against Gavin Graff for the Waves. 1-0 San Diego in front. Tyler Stone, Rob Matei, and then Logan Drummond do up 4, 5, and 6 spots in the Goldpanner batting order. The Waves came to the park today in the afternoon to work on defense. Coaching staff was not thrilled with the way they've played the first couple of games. They came here and practiced today. And this one is hit high into left center field. And back a step onto the warning track. Strickland makes the catch. A long fly ball out for Tyler Stone. Brings up Rob Matei, second-year Goldpanner. senior from Hope International out of Moreno Valley, California. It's quite the baseball program down there at Hope. And that's where Brett Latchman tutors players the rest of the year. Slap back and out of play over the beer garden on the first base side. Long line there too. The 2-1 pitch, up and in, 3 balls and a strike. 63rd season of Goldpanners baseball. Mentioned Jason Schmidt being here last night.
Heads up over there, heads up.
Goldpanner president Abe Siddall works the merch booth downstairs, and he's a big San Francisco Giants fan. I asked him if he had a chance to talk to Jason last night, who of course had those great years with the Giants, and he said he wasn't able to because there were too many people buying t-shirts and hats. He couldn't get away.
Now to bat for your Goldpanners, number 13.
Ball 4 to
Logan
Matei.
Drummond.
And the first Goldpanner base runner comes here in the second inning with 1 out. Logan Drummond will be the batter. So much great stuff down at the merch booth. All kinds of shirt designs. You could buy the same jersey the Panners are wearing. Many different styles of caps. Stuff for the kids, the ladies, everybody. Well, if you're planning a visit up here, bring some extra change. You're going to want to clean that place out. Swing and a miss, 1-1 to Logan Drummond. Sophomore from Chico State. He plays for former Goldpanner manager Mark Lindsay. Hopefully Mark can make his way up here this summer. We'll get him on the broadcast. Curveball just misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Graff to Drummond, who wears number 13. A left-handed hitter with Matei at first base and 1 out. Swing and a miss. And Graff strikes out Drummond's second K for Gavin Graff and brings up Jackson Frankovich. Goldpanner catcher from San Diego out of Sherman Oaks, California. Frankovich 1 for 3 in yesterday's game with a run scored and a walk. Panners batted around in the first inning yesterday to take a 3-0 lead. Added another in the second, 1 more in the third, and the Waves didn't pick up a run until the 9th inning, and the game was all but over at that point. 7-1 the final. Goldpanners take the first 2 games of the series. Swing and a miss. Talked about the wealth of talent that has been here and the over 200 major leaguers. There have been over 1,200 former Goldpanners drafted, 125 of which have been drafted in the first round.
Nope.
Went through some of the names a few nights ago. Dave Winfield, Rick Monday,
Heads up by the ticket booth. Heads
Jason Giambi, Dave Kingman,
up.
and more recently guys like Alex Vesia from the Dodgers, Scott Hurst, who was up with the Cardinals a year or 2 ago, John Schreiber, who's pitching in the big leagues, Tyler McGill, who started for the Mets yesterday. This one is grounded towards third. Lazuka on to first. 5-3 putout ends the second inning. After two, it's Waves 1, Panners nothing.
12 under Alaska North Stars fast pitch softball team who are here tonight. Where are you girls at? Yeah, they're out there rocking their Jody sweatshirts. Thank you for spending a Saturday night with your Goldpanners. Number 3, Noah Lazuka.
Noah Lazuka, who made the final out. Throwing to first to take care of Frankovich in the bottom of the second, now leads off the top of the third against Keaton Chase. Chase making his Goldpanner debut tonight. Lazuka, a sophomore from Palomar College. Garrow Von Dane here at Growden in Fairbanks, Alaska on a warm, humid night. And it's hit up the middle and through for a base hit. And the Waves got to feel a little happier with the way things are going today so far. Get the leadoff single from Lazuka at the top of the order. That's the second base hit, but they've had 4 base runners and have scored a run and lead this game 1-0. Looking for their first win here in Fairbanks. The Waves last year dropped the first 2 games of a 6-game series and then took the next 4. Bunt attempt and misses does Michael Myra, who grounded out to second his first time up. Panners and Waves on a Saturday night. We've got 2 for you tomorrow starting at 2 p.m. They will both be 7-inning games. And then Monday we wrap up the series. Midnight Sun game coming up on June 21st against the Michigan Monarchs. The artists formerly known as the Lake Erie Monarchs. They were up here a few years back. Now coming back under a different name. We still know who you are. You're not going to surprise us. Always a spectacular event, the Midnight Sun game. Oh, there will be at least twice as many people here for that game. This is another big crowd tonight. That one's fouled back. And look out, Kari. Kari running scoreboard tonight. Landed just over hit off the wall above her head. I always get a few of them up here in the press box during the summer. And here's the 2-2 delivery. Runner at first base, nobody out, and he'll throw to first. Runner back safely. Game one of this series flew by, 2 hours and 19 minutes. Yesterday, 2.5 hours. And there goes the runner. Swing and a miss, throw to second base is high, so the runner will be safe. Stolen bag. Fatality. For Noah Lazuka, second stolen base for the Waves today. Michael Myra strikes out and brings up Mason St. Hilary, who was a strikeout victim back in the first. A strikeout in each inning so far for Keaton Chase, the right-hander from San Jose State. Base hit to center field. Charging it is Peters. He will come up throwing as the runner is waved around third. Throw to the plate, not in time. And it's 2-0 Waves, an RBI single for Mason St. Hilary. And the Waves are up 2-0. Their biggest lead of the series.
Now to bat for the Waves, number 1, Reese Harmon.
And a big smile on the face of Mason St. Hilary. Got to feel good for the Waves right now. But a long game yet to go. The Panners scored 5 runs in the first game, 7 last night. How many will they score tonight? Join our YouTube chat. A lot of people chiming in the last couple of nights, including a lot of ex-Goldpanner players. We had somebody tuned in from Columbus, Ohio yesterday. I don't know who that was.
James Ruford from California.
Who's that? Jane who?
James Ruford.
James Ruford from California. Who else is on there? Rob Manford, is he tuned in? There goes the runner, throw to second base. Not in time. Another stolen bag for the Waves. That's 3, this time St. Hilary. Gets into scoring position and still just 1 out in the inning. 2-zip Waves, 2 runs on 3 hits, no runs. No hits for the Goldpanners. But it's 0-2 on Harmon. Swing and a miss. Chase strikes him out. 4th strikeout for Chase. And that'll bring up Max Mendoza, who walked, stole a base, and scored in the second inning.
Now to bat for the Waves, number 27, Max Mendoza.
And that one in the dirt skips off the chest protector of Frankovich and to the backstop, and the runner will go to third. The Waves have another run just 90 feet away, but there are 2 outs with a 1-ball, no strike count on Mendoza. Ball and no strikes. And it's down low for 2-0. Mitchell Baker on deck for San Diego. And it's chopped foul, 2 balls and 1 strike now. Panners wearing the blue jerseys. Say Panners across the front. And the red caps with the star and 49. Same cap they've worn since 1960 when they were the Alaska Goldpanners. It's 10-0 Chiefs night here at the ballpark. Grounded towards third. Backhanded stop by Matei. On the money. A 5-3 put out across the diamond. But the Waves pick up another. They lead it 2-zip through 2.5.
For you hockey fans. Goaltenders, number 8, Logan Reddyman.
Well, let's see if the Panners can get some offense going. Logan Reddyman will start things off, bottom of the third, with the San Diego Waves leading here 2-0, their largest lead of the series. Reddyman, Peters, and then the top of the order Alfaro due up against Gavin Graff, the right-handed starter for San Diego. Hit hard to center field, but going back and making the catch is Mendoza. Hard hit ball for Reddyman ends up as out number 1. Panners have hit the ball hard a couple of times, but still looking for their first base hit. Carl Peters, the batter for Fairbanks. Carl Peters, the sophomore from the College of San Mateo. And you guessed it, San Mateo. He's from Littleton, Colorado. The Midnight Sun game will start at 10 p.m. on June 21st. We'll play right through midnight without the aid of artificial lights, as always, as has been done for well over 100 years here in Fairbanks. Little flare off the fists, and this will drop for a base hit off the bat of Carl Peters in shallow right. First hit of the game for the Goldpanners, and it comes with 1 out here in the 3rd inning. That game features all sorts of additional activities that you want to be here for. Not just the big crowd and always a great game, but pre-game stuff. Last year we had another flyover. Special guests. At the closest half inning to midnight, one of the beautiful moments that occurs each year, the singing of the Alaska flag song. And we'll go until it's over. Had to go extra last year, but it was well worth it, wasn't it? Panners winning in thrilling fashion. Here's the 1-1. It's a game that none of these players will ever forget. There's nothing like it. And a big honor for whoever gets to start that game. These first couple of weeks are an audition. 2 balls and 2 strikes. long time ago, Bill, the Spaceman Lee started the Midnight Sun game and lost. He came up here decades later to avenge that loss and did so. Grounded through the right side, a base hit for Alfaro. And tripping at second base, but then turning on the Jets again because St. Hilary missed the baseball. In to score as Peters Alfaro is waved around. Here comes the throw to the plate. He dives in head first safely. The ball was dropped by Chowdhury. He comes all the way around to score, and we're tied at 2. And Mason St. Hilary is beside himself in right. Oh boy, he came charging that baseball and missed it, and it rolled all the way to the wall. And with one swing of the bat, the Goldpanners have tied the game. In defense of St. Hilary, right field is the toughest spot to play here at Growden, certainly in the outfield. And this one is hit over the leaping shortstop Harmon. Base hit for Smelko keeps things rolling here, and still just one out in the inning.
Now to bat for your Goldpanners, number 9, Ty Barango.
So give the single to Alfaro and the error to Mason St. Hilary that scored both runs. Just like that, we're tied. Panners with 3 hits in the inning, and here's Barango. Inside for a ball. Ty had those 4 hits last night, 3 of them for extra bases. All those good feelings the Waves had a couple of minutes ago just evaporated. And a right-hander starts to throw in the pen. This one is hit high into right field. St. Hilary this time will catch it before it hits the ground. And Barango is out number 2. Go to the cleanup spot, Tyler Stone. Garo Von Dane here in Fairbanks. Hope you're enjoying the start to the 2023 Goldpanner season. Didn't have a season a few years ago with the COVID stuff, and then got back at it. They still played the Midnight Sun game here, though, that year. The men's league team hosted it. There's a men's league that plays here at the park and over at West Valley High School, too, during the summer. Can't let that tradition die. Started, as best we can tell, back in 1906. The Goldpanners picked up the tradition in 1960. The 0-2 to Stone. There goes the runner, but strikeout of Stone ends the inning. But the Panners scored 2 runs on 3 base hits. They leave a man on. And now we're tied through 3.
Now at the bat for the San
So good to have you with us on PannerVision here, Goldpanners Baseball on the web. Again, I always post that broadcast link on my Twitter page before the game, at Voice of G-Man. That's where you can find that. I get a little busier with the Twitter when we're on the road. We'll be on the road in British Columbia later this month for that awesome Grand Forks International Tournament. Man, that is a lot of fun, a great crowd. The right field bleachers are something else there. They get mighty lubed up out there and have quite a party, sometimes at the expense of whatever poor soul makes an error in the game, and especially if it happens in right field. Oh, boy. We're in the top of the fourth inning here in the friendly confines of Growden and Fairbanks, way north of Grand Forks, British Columbia, and it's a 2-2 game. Waves grinded out to a 2-0 lead, and the Panners tied it with one swing of the bat, not with a home run, though. The single and a 3-base error. High fly ball into right, and there to make the catch is Drummond. Baker out number one. 3 straight retired now for Keaton Chase after hitting some speed bumps. Taking a look at our YouTube chat from tonight. Let's see who's tuned in. Oh, Dwayne Clements, our old umpiring friend. Marcia watching too down in Arkansas. James Ruford asking if the Goldpanners are affiliated with the Seattle Mariners. No, not yet. Matt Sandy, you're the one watching from Columbus. Matt, are you familiar with the Columbus Mavericks hockey team? I broadcasted their games the last couple of seasons. A junior team, junior hockey team that is, in Columbus. Somebody asked me yesterday that, I think it was Henry saying he was going to Columbus. He said, what should we do there? I said, well, you can go to White Castle, get some sliders, and go to Used Kids Records for some great vinyl selections. And if you do go to Used Kids Records, there's a great taco truck right around the corner. But you probably already know all about that, Matt Sandy. If you don't, you do now.
Heads up back there, heads up. Foul ball brought to you by the Goldpanners. Come for the gold. Stay for the fun with the Goldpanners.
This one is lifted down the right field side in foul territory, and unable to catch up to it is Stone, so still alive is Brandon Strickland with one out and the base is empty. A 2-2 count after Strickland is Zuhair Chowdhury. So cool to walk around Fairbanks these days, and just anywhere you go, you see Panner hats and shirts all over town. The right-hander starting to throw in the Goldpanner bullpen. The 3-2 pitch, outside ball 4. Strickland draws the base on balls for the second time in the game. That is the third walk issued by Keaton Chase. I'm taking a little walk as he's shaking up, so take a look at some NCAA baseball scores. Oregon in front of Oral Roberts 7-6. Oregon with that monumental comeback yesterday, trailing by 8 runs to Oral Roberts. It came back to win. And now they're leading 7-6. LSU in front of Kentucky right now, 11-0. Virginia earlier today defeated Duke 14-4, and Wake Forest over Alabama 5-4. Chase resumes work to Chowdhury and misses for ball 2. Florida defeated South Carolina 4-0, and Texas over Stanford 7-5. Do you see that Virginia player that got interviewed the other day and had all this stuff to say about Dippin' Dots? If you haven't seen that interview, it's fantastic. I have a feeling that young man's going to parlay that into a lot more. A great personality he has, and everybody's eating it right up. Along with the Dippin' Dots. Here's the 2-1. Rolled towards second. To the bag for 1, 4, 6, 3. Double play ends the inning. Good work for Keaton Chase to get out of it. 3.5 done. We're tied at 2.
Now up to bat for your Goldpanners. It's number 17, Robert Matei.
Rob Matei leads off for the Goldpanners in the bottom of the 4th inning. A 2-2 game. Gavin Graff, 4th inning of work. Well, I mentioned that Oregon Oral Roberts game a couple of minutes ago. Oregon was up by 1. They were up 7-6 in the 9th inning. And Oral Roberts, a 2-run home run to walk off with the win. That series has been incredible. Can't wait for game 3. Unbelievable. Matei draws the base on balls. And Gold at first to lead off this 4th inning. It is just the second walk issued by Gavin Graff. Both starting pitchers in the 4th inning today. That's a first for the series. As all the arms get just a little bit of work to start out. if you're happy and you know it. Logan Drummond takes a ball high. It's 2-0. Activity in the Waves bullpen. Both bullpens have new arms ready. And it's downstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. So after the walk to Matei, Logan Drummond now in front here, 3-0. Will this be the last pitch thrown by Gavin Graff? Ball 4, 4-pitch walk to Drummond. And Gold at first and second with nobody out here in the 4th inning of a 2-2 game. No signal yet. Pitching coach Lewis Cohen standing next to the Waves dugout. And it looks like Graff will continue. He will work to Jackson Frankovich, Goldpanner catcher, grounded out to third his first time up. Opportunity here, knocking for the Goldpanners. Matei at second, Drummond at first. Hit to the right side. Nice scoop on one hop by Baker, who steps on the bag for the out. The Waves working on that defense this afternoon. And at least in the infield, it's paying off. Both runners advance, so 2 runners into scoring position. That's as good as a sacrifice on the 3 unassisted put out. And now Logan Redeman, who lined out to center field his first time up, stands in a lefty-righty matchup. Gold at second and third. Infield drawn in. Swung on down the left field line, and it's a fair ball off the chalk. 2 runs will score. On his way to second is Redeman, and the Goldpanners have taken a 4-2 lead on the 2-run double for Logan Redeman. The chalk went flying on the left field line. And here come the Goldpanners. 4 unanswered. Matei and Drummond both score on the play. Well, you knew the bats were going to come around before long. And those 2 walks to open up the inning really stinging Graff and the Waves. Leadoff walks almost always come back to bite you. And when you walk the first 2 of an inning, trouble generally ensues, as it has here for the Waves in the 4th inning. Wind picking up a little bit here. Temperature seemed to drop a couple of degrees as well. This one knocked down. Runner's going to take off for third, though, and get there safely. Redeman takes off on the wild pitch. Carl Peters has a chance to drive him in and increase this Goldpanner lead. The infield now back in. Playing shallow, another ball in the dirt. And the Waves content to let Gavin Graff try and work his way out of this. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Peters. A big strikeout there for Graff. And fastball up in the zone. And now Eddie Alfaro. Eddie Alfaro's Goldpanner debut tonight. He's 0 for 1 or 1 for 2 at the top of the order, singled and scored. in that third inning. Panners bringing in 2 runs on the Alfaro single to right. When the right fielder, St. Hilary, was charging the baseball and missed it. It went all the way to the wall. Peters scored, and Alfaro came all the way around to score. The 0-2 in the dirt, stopped by catcher Chowdhury, who's been busy this inning. Our friend Rodney, way in the back of that line. Gonna have to be patient tonight, Rod. Line foul out of play.
Heads up, kids.
A lot of people here tonight. Tomorrow an afternoon doubleheader starting at 2 p.m. and then Monday we wrap up this series with a night game against the Waves, and that will be Hoodoo Brewing Night here at the park. That always brings a big crowd. Swing and a miss on a 3-2 pitch. Takes care of Alfaro to end the inning, so good work for Graff to get those last 2 outs, keep the runner at third, but the Panners add 2 more and lead it 4-2 after 4.
Purchase your 50/50 tickets from the Lions Club representative. Miss Janice is walking around, selling 50/50 tickets. It's $1 a ticket, 6 for $5, or the best value is an arm's length for $10. Get the arm's length. And the proceeds from the 50/50 go to help Interior Youth Baseball here in the number 12, Joe Colbeck.
New pitcher into the game for the Goldpanners as we enter inning number 5, and it's Eddie Alfaro, who's been leading off as the designated hitter. Now the pitcher.
Another one.
Alfaro takes over on the hill for Keaton Chase, who worked 4 innings, giving up 2. Starts off against Joe Kolbeck in the 9 spot for the Waves, and then the top of the order, Lazuka and Myra. 4-2 Goldpanner lead. The Waves led this game 2-0. And now the Panners 4 unanswered at a swing and a miss. Alfaro strikes out Kolbeck.
Back to the top of the lineup for the San Diego Waves. Number 3, Noah
Keaton
Lazuka.
Chase, his line on the night, 4 innings. 2 runs, both earned on 3 base hits. Struck out 4 and walked 3. Didn't go deep enough to get the win. Yesterday, 5 Panner pitchers combined for that 5-hitter. Ryan Latchman, son of head coach Brett Latchman, earning the victory in relief. Swing and a miss. Pitch in the dirt. Alfaro working to Lazuka, who's 1 for 2 with a stolen base and a run scored. 1 hopper back to the mound. Alfaro's got it in the mitt. Underhand toss to first, 2 up and 2 down. Garo Von Dane here in Fairbanks, Alaska with Goldpanners baseball. Game 3 of this 6-game series between the Panners and Waves. Panners have taken the first 2.
Another one.
The 0-1 outside from Alfaro. Eddie, a freshman from Cal Baptist. 5'9" right-handed pitcher. And has gone 1 for 3 at the plate today with a run scored.
Another one.
Right now baffling these Waves hitters in the 5th inning. 2 down and a 1-2 pitch. Couldn't check his swing on a pitch outside and in the dirt. Alfaro mystifying the Waves. Gets a couple of strikeouts in a 1-2-3 5th. Half a ball game in the books. The Panners by 2.
Number 7, Eric Smelko.
We go to the bottom of the fifth at Growden Park, Fairbanks, Alaska. Goldpanners leading 4-2. And the Waves send a new pitcher to the hill. It's number 19, Vinny Tinajero. Vinny Tinajero takes over on the mound. A slow roller towards first. Tinajero gets to the bag in time to field that throw from first baseman Baker. And the 3-1 putout of Smelko starts the bottom of the fifth inning. Here's Ty Barango, 0 for 2 in the game, and then it'll be Tyler Stone, the 2, 3, and 4 spots in the Goldpanner batting order up here in the fifth inning. Panners trailed this game 2-0. The Waves scratched out a run in the first. RBI for Chowdhury, and then picked up another one in the third inning. St. Hilary with an RBI single. And then the Goldpanners picked up 2 runs in the third inning, 2 more in the fourth to have this 4-2 lead. Vinny Tinajero, a 5'10", 225-pound junior from Bradley University. Facing Ty Barango, the redshirt freshman from San Mateo, California. And he takes ball 4. A 1-out walk to Barango. The line on Gavin Graff. 4 innings, 4 runs, 2 earned on 4 base hits. Gavin struck out 5 and walked 3. 2 of those batters he walked came in to score. Smoke towards right, and it'll drop, and St. Hilary has to jump in the air to catch it on the hop as it jumped up high on him. And runners will go to second and third. And here come the Goldpanners again, with runners at second and third, and 1 out. It's up to Rob Matei. Rob's been on base twice today, both by way of the base on balls. It's the 5th hit for the Goldpanners in the infield, drawn in for the Waves in the bottom of the 5th inning. Swung on a breaking ball, hit foul out of play. And another souvenir for a young fan. The Waves pitchers have now walked 4 in the game through 4 1/3. Ooh, off-speed pitch gets a swing and a miss from Matei. Logan Drummond on deck for the Goldpanners. Second and third, 1 out. A base hit here could put the Panners up by 4. Upstairs, 1 and 2. The Waves coaching staff getting a little restless. In the dirt, stopped by catcher Chowdhury. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes on Rob Matei. Foul back and out of play into the stands.
That foul ball is brought to you by the Goldpanners. They're open all summer long out there on the East Highway.
Another 2-2 pitch coming to Matei with 2 aboard. Another good effort by Chowdhury to keep that ball in front of him and hold the runners where they are. But now the count 3 balls and 2 strikes on Matei with Drummond on deck. Popped up. Shallow center field, but look out. It's going to drop in between everybody. In to score is Barango, and the throw goes to the wall, but it's backed up. So Stone will stay at third, but Matei goes all the way to second on the play. So a single for Matei, and he goes to second on the error on the throw home.
Now to bat for your Goldpanners, number 13.
It's 5-2 Goldpanners. The Waves can't believe it. A high pop fly into shallow right center that eludes all 3 players. St. Hilary tripped, stumbled just a little bit, and that might have been just enough for him to not be able to catch up to that baseball. And now the Panners again with runners at second and third, and still just the 1 out. Infield in shallow depth. Grounded towards first, snagged there by Baker. He'll step on the bag. And everybody has to stay put. Well, it's a big out for Tinajero and the Waves. Panners still 1 out to play with here. Another opportunity. And it's Jackson Frankovich. Jackson's family watching on PannerVision. Some of them are here too, apparently, in the stand, says Grandpa Steve. "5-2 Panners and still in business, but it's 0-1 on Frankovich, who's 0 for 2 in the game. The right-hander Tinajero misses for a ball. Oh no, it's called a strike. 0-2. And now 1 strike away from avoiding further damage here, Tinajero. Time is called. Panners a base hit away from breaking this game open. And the 0-2 upstairs for a ball. Tyler Stone at third base. Rob Matei at second. Frankovich, the batter. A left-handed bat against the righty Tinajero. Here's the 1-2 offering. Down and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. After Frankovich would be Logan Redeman. He doubled his last time up. It's the first inning of work for Tinajero, so first time through the order. Upstairs, ball 3. Tinajero playing with fire here now. Runners will be on the move. With a full count and a 3-2 pitch coming to Frankovich. On the way. Swung on and popped back out of play.
Heads up back there. That ball brought to you by the Glass Doctor. They are the doctors of window panes.
We're up here in the press box, which was built in 1967. And sometimes it feels like it was built in 1967. But there's not a better view in town. Here's the 3-2. Hit high into right field. St. Hilary drifting towards the line is underneath it and will make the catch. And that's it for the Goldpanners here in the 5th, but they add a run and take a 5-2 lead.
Goldpanners tack on another run. The score is now 5-2.
Pinch hitter for the Waves to open up the top of the 6th inning, and fouls it back and out of play.
That foul ball is brought to you by Sandy Can of Alaska.
Batting for St. Hilary is Colby Raphael. Raphael, sophomore from Palomar, wearing number 2. St. Hilary ends a 1-for-2 day with an RBI and a stolen base. And this one is hit over the leaping second baseman Redeman into right field. And a leadoff single and a pinch hitting role for Colby Raphael.
Now to bat for the San Diego Waves, number 1, Reese Harmon.
First hit for the Waves since the 3rd inning. They now have 4 hits in the game. Six Goldpanner hits. The wind is swirling now. Can't believe how many people are here tonight. I went downstairs between innings, and that snack bar line is snaking all over town. It might. Enjoying a good baseball game, everybody here tonight. Hope you are as well. Where you're tuned in from, there goes a runner from first, and this one is hit into the gap in right center field. A base hit for Harmon, and the runner will be held at third. Harmon all the way to second with a double. And the Waves in business now in the 6th inning. Alfaro
Now to bat for the San Diego Waves, number 27, Max
befuddled the Waves in the 6th inning with a couple of strikeouts and a 1-2-3 inning, but A single and a double open up the sixth inning for the Waves. Here's Max Mendoza, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Scored a run back in the second inning. The Waves had a 2-0 lead. And now they trail at 5-2, but have a great opportunity here. Top of inning number 6 here at Growden.
Another one.
Eddie Alfaro. The 2-ball, 1-strike count. On Mendoza. Sophomore from Delta has a chance to bring in a couple of Waves runs. Swing and a miss, 2-2, a pitch tailing away. Mendoza just couldn't reach it. Now a 2-2 count with Mitchell Baker on deck. Waves with 5 hits in each of the first 2 games. Now have 5 hits tonight. One more will make a series high. And they'll also get the Waves to within 1. That one is rolled foul, third base side. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Mendoza. The payoff pitch with first base open, and he gets just a piece of it to foul it back off the hands. Mendoza had a couple of hits last night, scored a run. Looking for his first hit tonight. And another payoff pitch coming from Alfaro. Right-hander starting to get loose in the Goldpanner bullpen. And here's another payoff pitch. Oh, and didn't miss by much, but it's ball 4 inside. And Mendoza reaches on the walk, and now the bases are loaded for San Diego. With nobody out in the 6th inning, this becomes the largest moment of the ball game to this point for the San Diego Waves. The Goldpanners leading 5-2 in the top of the 6th, but you can't draw up a better opportunity for the Waves than this. Bases stacked, nobody out for Mitchell Baker. 0 for 2 in the game. Baker swings, grounds one slowly towards third. The only play is to first, and they will get the out there. So the run scores. Matei throwing out the runner at first base. He was at regular depth. The whole infield was.
This cleaning of the home plate is brought to you by.
And if the infield would have been in, there's probably a play at the plate.
Now to bat for the Waves.
Both runners move up. An RBI for Baker on the 5-3 ground out. Now Strickland, a couple of walks so far in the game. And it takes a strike. Chowdhury moves to the on-deck circle. Strickland pinch hit last night and struck out to end the ball game. Floats this one into shallow right. That's a base hit. That's going to score another run as Harmon comes in to score. And it's 5-4. Over to third goes Mendoza, an RBI single for Strickland. The Waves back to within 1.
Now to bat for the Waves, number 17, Zahir Chowdhury.
3 hits in the inning. And still Waves at the corners with just one out. Now the Waves have an opportunity to tie, maybe take the lead. Zuhair Chowdhury, 1 for 2 with an RBI single, grounded into a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play in the 4th. It's the last batter, Alfaro, and Alfaro's first time through the order. He retired the first batter, 3 batters he faced to go 1-2-3 in the 5th. But 3 hits and a walk in the inning. A runner takes off from first, but it's fouled off. Ball and 2 strikes on Chowdhury with Joe Kolbeck on deck. 2 7-inning games tomorrow. We play the first one at 2 p.m. local time. And after game 1, we'll have a roughly 30-minute break. And then have game 2, and that one is, a leaping grab by Matei at third base. It looked like it was going to sail over his head, but Matei timing it perfectly to take care of Chowdhury and keep the runners where they are.
Now up to bat for the Waves for 2 outs.
And now it's up to Kolbeck to try and tie this game for the Waves, and Alfaro is going to try and preserve the lead for the Goldpanners, and now time is called. And pitching coach Jack Gonzalez is going to come out and talk to his battery mates and infielders. We're in Fairbanks, Alaska, Goldpanners baseball here on PannerVision. Garrow Von Dane with you live. Get in on the YouTube chat if you haven't yet. Bam Bam Burnley handling the camera duties tonight, and just about every night. Chris Carlson on the controls. Andrew Bunton is on public address. Joe Kolbeck will stand in against Alfaro after Jack Gonzalez talks things over with his Goldpanners. Gonzalez out of Point Loma. You ever been to that campus? Why would you go anywhere else if you have an opportunity to go there? Beautiful place. Runner takes off, ball in the dirt, and it skips away from catcher Frankovich, and a run will score, and we are tied. The Waves have scored 3 runs here in the 6th inning to tie the game. Mendoza comes in on the wild pitch, and over to second goes Strickland. So what happened there is the runner was taking off on the pitch, and Frankovich wanted to get up and throw to second base, and that was just enough to prevent him from being able to catch that baseball and block it in the dirt. Two balls and no strikes on Kolbeck. And now he's got a chance to give the Waves the lead. And it's 3-0. Deals a strike, it's 3-1. Kolbeck in the 9 spot for the Waves. It's this one high into left field, but Smelko is there and will make the catch. The 6th inning finally comes to a close, but not before the Waves score 3 times and tie this game at 5. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th.
Looks like we got ourselves another tie ball game. Back for your Goldpanners, number 8, Logan Readyman.
Logan Redeman leading things off for the Goldpanners. A new game. We're now tied at 5 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Waves score 3 in the top half of the inning.
Heads up on that one.
Now Redeman trying to start something off for the Goldpanners.
Just barely hit a car out there.
In the bottom half of the 6th, Redeman, Peters, and then the top of the order. Due up here in bottom of the 6th inning. And another great night for baseball here in Fairbanks. Up and away for a ball. New pitcher into the game for San Diego, and it is Trent Lopez. Trent Lopez now throwing, the third pitcher of the game. 6'3" junior from Chico State. Sharply hit foul first base side. Another one of Mark Lindsay's players from Chico State. Redeman 1 for 2 with a double, also lined out to center field. Now facing the new pitcher, and that breaking ball freezes him for strike 3. 5-5 ball game. 5 runs on 6 hits for the Goldpanners, 5 runs, 7 hits for the Waves. As mentioned earlier in the game, the Waves had batted just a $156 in the first couple games of the series. But hitting it a little bit better today. Check swing. They say he did not go, so it's 1-0. Carl Peters 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored out of the 9 spot. Alfaro on deck, still the designated hitter. Two balls and a strike. Panners trying to get another rally going. Scored a couple in the 4th inning and one more in the 5th. Panners have scored runs in each of the last 3 innings and had a 5-2 lead before that 3 spot in the top half of the 6th. That one is down low, and the count will go to 3 balls and a strike to Peters. Sophomore, Colorado native. That one coming in on the hands, and it's swung on and fouled back and out of play. First pitch was a couple of minutes past 7. We're now 10 minutes before 9 local time. Sun will not set till after midnight. That one hits him. Or if not, it got way inside. Couldn't tell if it hit the jersey for sure or not, but at any rate, on a 3-2 pitch.
Back to the top of the lineup for your Goldpanners.
Carl Peters will take his base. And the Goldpanners have the go-ahead run at first base. And Eddie Alfaro, a 1 for 3 night so far. And has pitched a couple innings. Takes a strike, says Dan Angelo. Alfaro getting the signs from third base coach Carlos Gonzalez. There goes the runner. Pitches in the dirt and bobbled, so in safely without a throw is Peters with a stolen bag. Panners trying to regain the lead here after surrendering it in the top of the inning. The 1-1 delivery from Lopez is downstairs for ball 2. "11 days away. 11 days, 1 hour and 8 minutes from first pitch of the Midnight Sun game. It's coming up fast. Preparations have been underway pretty much since the end of last year's game. More stands will be brought in. We're squeezing all kinds of people into this building. One of the biggest crowds in recent memory a year ago. We always just hope for good weather. The 2-2, swing and a miss. A couple of strikeouts in the inning for Lopez. And now it's up to Smelko to bring in that Goldpanner run. At second base is Peters with 2 away. Smelko 1 for 3 in this ball game. Eric yesterday went 1 for 5 with a couple of runs batted in. And a righty-lefty matchup here. But he takes a strike on the outside half. That sound you're hearing, and people have those clappers here. Those 2 hands on a stick that you shake them and they clap. Was that a giveaway tonight? Panners trying to regain the lead here. But there are 2 outs and a runner at second base. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Eric Smelko with Ty Barango on deck. Smelko swings and misses. And so Lopez 1 strike away from getting out of this unscathed. And Lopez with a pitcher-friendly count here, 1-2. On the way, swung on and popped up, and it looks like it's going to stay playable in front of the Waves dugout. Calling for it is Baker, and will make the catch for out number 3. That's it for the Goldpanners here in the 6th. They strand a runner. And we will go to inning number 7, all knotted at 5. Alfaro back on the mound here for his third inning of work against the Waves in a 5-5 game as we enter the final third of tonight's ball game. Barring extra, that is. Top of the order for the Waves, Noah Lazuka, Michael Myra, and a Colby Raphael. It's a 2-1 count from Alfaro. And a strike called 2-2. Great crowd, good ball game. Hope you're enjoying it on PannerVision. As we reach the top of the 7th inning, you know what that means. Go get your kazoos if you haven't already.
Now to bat for the Waves, number 4, Michael Myra.
One away for Myra. This one is hit towards short. Backing up onto the grass is Barango and throws on the money. And just like that, 2 up and 2 down here in the top of the 7th inning.
Now to bat for the Waves, number 2, Colby Raphael.
Colby Raphael standing in for the Waves with 2 outs and the bases empty. Alfaro had a 1-2-3 inning in the 5th, ran into trouble in the 6th, and hoping to go 1-2-3 here in the 7th. Happy Boy moments away from making his nightly appearance. And we can often count on Happy Boy to spark rallies. Panners have scored runs in the bottom of the 7th right after Happy Boy's appearance in each of the first 2 games. Now Happy Boy 2 for 2, hoping to go 3 for 3. Good pitch in there for a strike. It's 2-2. Raphael 1 for 1 since entering the ball game. He's now in right field. And now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. A 1-2-3 7th for Alfaro. It's stretch time. Get out your kazoos. It's time to get happy.
It's the middle of the 7th inning. It's time to stand up, get up on your feet, get your kazoos out. We do the 7th inning stretch. Fairbanks style. Hey, look, there's Happy Boy! By the concession stands. Again, if you want a picture with our very famous Happy Boy, he will be by the concession stands for 10 minutes. So go grab a selfie. Now up to bat for your Goldpanners, number 9, Ty Barango.
Here we go. Happy Boy generates offense. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 2nd inning of work for Trent Lopez, the 3rd pitcher for the Waves tonight. A 1-2-3 top of the 7th for Alfaro. Great response after the troubles in the 6th inning. And now it's Barango, Stone, and Matei. 3, 4, and 5 spots in the Panner batting order. 0-1 on Barango, who's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Fouls this one out of play. It's been cloudy all night tonight. Temperatures have dropped into the 60s. Slight breeze. Beautiful night for baseball here at Growden. Second Avenue beyond the left field fence. If you just follow that road to the right, it takes you right downtown. Right along the Chena River. This town was founded accidentally, if you will.
Yeah, shout out to that dad over there.
There was a fella trying to set up a general store and supply shop on the Tanana River, and he was buzzing up the Chena when he got grounded here. And the owner said, hey, look, time is money. Either you get off here or we're out of here. So unloaded the boat here on the banks of the Chena. A couple of hungry miners up in the hills saw the steamship and they came flying down here and were thrilled to see some fresh supplies. And of course, then they found some gold, and the rest, as they say, is history. Three balls and 2 strikes on Barango. Takes ball 4 high. And a leadoff walk to Barango. Back-to-back walks for Ty. And the Panners in business here in the bottom of the 7th of a 5-5 game. Tyler Stone 1 for 3 with a double tonight. Had a home run in the opener a couple of nights ago. That's the only home run we've seen in the series so far. Throw to first base. The runner not going anywhere just yet.
Nope.
Five runs on 6 hits for the Goldpanners, 5 runs, 7 hits for the Waves. Runner bluffs from first and a strike called. Tyler Stone, the big sophomore from Iowa Western, 6'3", 230 out of Scottsdale, Arizona. And that throw to first hits somebody and rolls away into right field. And over to second base into scoring position goes Barango. I don't know who that hit. If it was one of the players or the umpire at first base.
This home plate cleaning is brought to you again by Otter Dental.
But the result is the same.
Home plate, thanks to Otter Dental.
Barango moves to second. Into scoring position now with nobody out. It's 0-1 on Stone. Stone awaiting the 1-strike pitch from Trent Lopez. Gets a swing and a miss, 0-2. A lot of off-speed stuff from Lopez. And Stone in the hole here, 0-2 with a runner at second. Strike 3 called. The 3-pitch strikeout of Stone. And there's one away for Rob Matei. Matei's been on base all 3 times tonight. Couple of walks, a run scored, singled his last time up. Matei is now 5 for 8 to start the season. So he arrived ready, and he pops this one down the right field side, up the line, and a nice basket catch by Baker running out towards right field. That is a tough play, and maybe one he doesn't make if it's a sunny night. And a great play to retire Matei. Over to third base goes Barango on the play, but now there are 2 outs. Mitchell Baker's made some nice plays over at first tonight. One more chance here for Logan Drummond. 5-5 game in the 7th. Drummond swings and pops it out of play. Goldpanners baseball on PannerVision. Remember, follow us on all our social media sites. On Twitter, @RealGoldpanners. Of course, Facebook and Instagram and the new wildly popular TikTok. The 0-1. Fouled. Or did he miss? No, it's a foul ball. Runner was coming in to score, but home plate umpire Dan Angelo says yes. It was fouled off, and no argument from Logan. So now Trent Lopez 1 strike away from getting out of this untouched, preserving this tie game. Here's the 0-2. Down and away. 1-2. There's always the potential for a wild pitch to score a run in this situation. Not to put a hex on Mr. Lopez or anything. Here's the 1-2. Down low, checked his swing. They say he went. And so the strikeout ends the inning. Lopez does good work after the leadoff walk. We have played 7 complete from Growden, and we are tied at 5.
Reese Harmon.
New pitcher into the game as we go to inning number 8 here at Growden. Nothing decided yet. We're all knotted at 5. And the Goldpanners will turn to number 24, Garrett Erickson. Garrett Erickson, a sophomore from Chico State. 6'3", right-hander out of San Diego, California. So a couple of Chico State pitchers going at it here tonight. With Trent Lopez, the current pitcher of record for the Waves, and now Garrett Erickson for the Goldpanners. And this one is lined to short, where it's cut just off the turf by Barango. 1 up and 1 down here in the 8th inning. Garo Von Dame with you live. Reese Harmon retired, brings up Max Mendoza, and then Mitchell Baker. The Waves took a 2-0 lead after 2.5. The Panners got 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd, then 2 more in the bottom of the 4th. Led it 4-2, then 5-2 Goldpanners after 5. But the Waves, striking for 3 runs in the 6th inning, have tied the game, and here we are in the top of inning number 8 in a 5-5 game. Five runs, 6 hits for the home team. 5 runs, 7 hits for San Diego. Erickson, the 3rd pitcher of the game for the Goldpanners. And it's a ball and 2 strikes on number 27, Max Mendoza, center fielder for the Waves. In the 1-2. Down and away. When we started this game, it was warm and humid. Now 66 degrees under cloudy skies. There's a lot of clouds in the forecast. Strikes out. No. Mendoza's still alive. Three balls and 2 strikes. So a lot of clouds in the forecast. Tuesday, the sun looks like it peaks out, but that's it for the next week. Of course, they've been wrong before. They were wrong yesterday. It was a gorgeous evening. And it's ball 4. So Mendoza thought he had him struck out. Instead, it's ball 4. Another walk. Goldpanners pitchers have walked 5 in the game. The Waves pitchers have walked 6. Mitchell Baker 0 for 3 with an RBI ground out in the game. The 1-0 is inside from Garrett Erickson. The 6'3", 200-pound sophomore. And it's 2-0. And this one is popped back and over the press box. We'll go to 2 balls and 1 strike here in the top of the 8th inning of Game 3 of the 6-game set. We've got 2 for you tomorrow for the price of none. The 2 p.m. start, a couple of 7-inning games. Throw to first, a close play, but the runner back safely. That's Max Mendoza, who drew a 1-out walk. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Our friend Danny was up here before the game telling me that he picked up a couple of hitchhikers in North Pole today, and they had hitchhiked all the way from Ohio. That's a long way to hitchhike. It's a long way to drive, let alone be thumbing for rides. But you sure save on gas money. Here's the 2-2. Runner takes off, throw to second base is way off the mark. And so the runner's safe at second. Stolen bag for Mendoza, his second of the game. He's scored twice today. He has walked 3 times. Baker now with a runner in scoring position and just 1 out. A 3-2 pitch from Erickson. Swung on and slapped high into the stands up the left field side. And he missed it. It's a precarious lean on that top rail.
One lucky kid gets to go home with a souvenir baseball.
Some of these kids must have hundreds of baseballs at home. Kids that are here every night collecting foul balls. Time is called before the pitch. Still 3-2 here on Baker. This game is kind of slow to a crawl here. Wind blowing right to left right now. Here's the 3-2 from Erickson. Checks the runner at second. He takes off for third. It's popped up into shallow right. Coming on to make the catch is Drummond. He will throw to second base for the double play. Oh man, Mendoza didn't turn around quickly enough. And it turns into a double play and the threat ends in the top of the 8th. Still tied.
We're still at a tied game. I think Gertie should be in the mood for a little bit of dancing with Fairbanks' very own. Use your clappers.
Man, I despise this song. But hey, the kids like it. They're out there dancing. That's what counts, right? It's all about the kids. Bam Bam was dancing, right? 5-5 game here in the 8th. One hopper, a foul ball. Frankovich hit it off of himself. He tries to walk it off now. So Jackson will, well, once he's ready again, will stand back in with an 0-1 count. Frankovich against Trent Lopez out of Chico State. The Panners and Waves tied at 5 here in the 8th inning. Goldpanners have won the first 2 games of the series. The Waves are trying to take game 3 and get back in the win column. They're 1-3 on the season, 0-2 here in Fairbanks. Frankovich an 0 for 3 night so far, so he's due. Jackson, a freshman, University of San Diego, with Redeman on deck and Peters to follow. 8th inning of a tie game. Swung on and hit to center field, and Mendoza is right there to make the catch. 1 up and 1 down here in the bottom of the 8th. Redeman 0 for 2, or a 1 for 3 in the game with a double back in the 4th. Double here would give the Goldpanners a runner in scoring position. Panners would love to take the lead here and put all the pressure on the Waves in the 9th. Growden Park here in beautiful Fairbanks, Alaska. The Alaska flag painted on the batter's eye in center field, the United States flag, and the Alaska flag flying above it. Lined into the Goldpanner bullpen. Off the bat of Logan Redeman. Carl Peters on deck. Call it a strike, it's 1-2. Chris, how many pictures were taken of Happy Boy down there in this first photo opportunity of the year?
I got a picture of Happy Boy, and I'd say about 50.
About 50 pictures taken? Snapping away down there. Every now and again, there's the opportunity for fans to get their picture taken with Happy Boy. And today was the first day of the season. Does Happy Boy have his own Twitter page?
Not yet.
Gotta work on that.
With him, but he's old. He's an old guy, so he's a little slow on
He's young at heart, though.
He is, man. You see him dance out there, you can definitely tell. He needs a good fan following.
I wonder if he got onto TikTok tonight. Did he get onto TikTok tonight? Who's a TikTok? Are you a TikTok guy? Oh, wow. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Got the woman in the upper.
Beautiful. Fresh supplies being delivered to the press box. Always appreciate that. One out here for the Goldpanners in the 8th inning, and nobody on. A 1-2 count to Logan Redeman. Hits this one towards the gap and right, but it's hanging up too long, and it's going to be tracked down and caught. Colby Raphael has it for out number 2. Just hung up too long, and now it's up to Carl Peters. Well, I mentioned it earlier, if you're wondering about it. Only one Goldpanner home run so far this year. That was Tyler Stone in the season opener a couple of nights ago. Peters 1 for 2 with a run scored, a walk, and a stolen base out of the 9 spot. Trying to give the Goldpanners a base runner here in the 8th. 5-5 game. The Waves in the 9th inning will send the bottom 3 in the order up: Strickland, Chowdhury, and Colbeck. Strickland's been on base every time tonight. Panner pitchers have walked 5 in the game. All of those walks issued to Strickland and Mendoza. Whew, excuse me, didn't even have time to switch the mic. Two balls and a strike to Peters. Inside, 3-1. Top of the order due up, Eddie Alfaro. Oh no, Alfaro's not going to bat. It's going to be the pitcher that replaced him, Garrett Erickson. Swung on it, foul back. Two down here in the bottom of the 8th. Right-hander getting loose for the Waves. Bullpen quiet right now for the Goldpanners. And a 2-out, 3-2 pitch coming up to Peters. Hits him. Right on the back of the helmet.
Emotional, damn it! That hit by pitch is probably sponsored by Satterberg Law Office.
It looks to be all right. Brett Latchman came out of the dugout. And he wants to check on his player, who's just heading over to first base. So Peters wears one off the dome. He says he's, oh no, he's actually pointing to his shoulder, so it got him. It got him on the back or the shoulder area, not the helmet. Well, I remember years ago, Ryan Schroyer, the fireballing closer for the Goldpanners, threw in the mid-90s and hitting a player in the helmet with a fastball. And the helmet, the impact from the baseball had the helmet line cut into his head, and he was bleeding all over the place. It was a wild scenario. Here's a ground ball to short, and the flip to second base. Oh boy, that was a close play at second, but they call him out. And that does it for the Panners in the 8th. We'll go to the 9th, still tied at 5.
Top of the 9th, we still got a tie game.
We enter the 9th inning of tonight's ball game. Panners won the first 2 games, and now we are knotted at 5 to start the 9th inning. Garrett Erickson, 2nd inning of work, facing Brandon Strickland and Zuhair Chowdhury and Joe Kolbeck. Garo Von Dane here at Growden. Fairbanks, Alaska, just south of the Arctic Circle. On a breezy, cloudy night here.
Heads up over there, heads up.
Everybody having a lot of fun here tonight. Big, big crowd.
And the ball's brought to you
Lost a
by
few hardy
Southern
souls, but
Chiropractic.
it is getting a little late for some of the youngsters. And it's 0-2 on Strickland. Outside for ball 1 and 2. Strickland has been on base every time, couple of walks and an RBI single in the game. First time facing Garrett Erickson, the right-hander from Chico State. Swing and a miss, he blew it by him for the strikeout. Finally, Strickland retired. 1 away for Chowdhury.
Now to bat for the San Diego Waves.
Well, who's going to provide the heroics tonight?
Chowdhury.
Haven't had too much drama in this series yet, but we're headed that way tonight. Inside almost hit him. Looked like Chowdhury was disappointed he didn't stay in front of that baseball, but hard to fight that instinct to get out of the way. Here's the 1-0. Ooh, nice changeup, lands in for a strike. It's 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Chowdhury 1 for 3. That RBI single way back in the 2nd inning gave the Waves the lead. High fly ball into shallow right and in to make the catch is Drummond for out number 2. Brings up Kolbeck, who's 0 for 3 in the game.
Now to bat for the
Looking
Waves.
ahead to the goalpanner half of the 9th, it's the 2, 3, and 4 spots. Smelko, Barango, and Stone due up. Combined 3 for 10 in the game. Breezy here tonight. I wanted to throw into the backstop. It's 2-0 on the second baseman, Joe Kolbeck. This is now the longest game of the series at 2 hours and 35 minutes. Swing and a miss for strike 1. It's 2-1.
Another one.
Should Kolbeck reach, it would be the top of the order, Noah Lazuka, who's having a 1 for 4 night so far. Appears to be raining off in the distance beyond the hills. Strike called. It's 2-2. And now the 2-2. 2 outs, base is empty. Swung on and fouled just below us.
Heads up back there. A little bit higher, I would have had that baseball.
And another 2-2 pitch to come to Joe Kolbeck on the way. Just getting a piece of it to stay alive. Panners hoping to have an opportunity to win this game in the bottom of the 9th. And send a lot of fans home happy. And a lot of memories of great Panner Waves games over the years. These two teams play so often. Hit high into center field. Underneath it is Peters, and he will make the catch in a 1-2-3 ninth for Garrett Erickson. We are going to the bottom of the 9th. The Panners with a chance to win it. It's 5-5 in Fairbanks.
All the support we can get, so let's support them by singing along the Fairbanks' best sing-along song.
Crowd doing their nightly sing-along to Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline between innings. And now the Goldpanners will try to win it in walk-off fashion here in the bottom of the ninth of a 5-5 game. New pitcher for the San Diego Waves is Colton Bolger. Colton Bolger, the senior from Concordia University. 6-foot right-hander. We saw him a couple of nights ago. And he starts with ball one to Eric Smelko. Smelko, Barango, and Stone. 2, 3, and 4 spots in the Panner batting order here. Smelko 1 for 4 tonight with a single. 5-5 game, bottom of the ninth. Panners have taken the first 2 of the series. Looking to make it 3 straight. If not, we will play on. Here's the 1-1. Upstairs for ball 2. Three and 1. See that one just get off the fingers a little bit of Colton Bolger. Panners trying to get the leadoff man aboard in this tie game. Broken bat. Base hit into right field. Smelko leads off with a single. Got just enough on that to get it past the diving second baseman Kolbeck. Play that seemed to take forever. And Gold on base with nobody out here in the bottom of the ninth. We'll keep an eye on Smelko at first. You know, he'd love to get into scoring position. Now here's Barango. 0 for 2 with a couple of walks and a run scored. Takes a strike. You're not gonna see as much in the way of sacrifice bunting that you might be used to seeing. It's just not as prevalent in summer ball. There are some teams that continue to play that way. Barango will dig back in. The no ball, 2 strike count. And Smelko at first base. Bolger sets and delivers. Down and away for a ball. It's 1 and 2. Looking for Barango to chase. And now the 1-2. Bolger to Barango. Runner staying put at first. It's slapped high into the air, but right at the right fielder. Raphael, who makes the catch for out number 1.
Now to bat for your Goldpanners, number 37, Tyler.
And now Tyler Stone. Well, there's a lot of power in this bat. Wouldn't it be something? You could get a hold of a Bolger fastball. 1 out and a runner at first base. That runner represents the potential winning run. Big swing and a tapper foul towards the Waves dugout. Tyler Stone, a home run a couple of nights ago. He's got a double tonight. A double might be enough here to end this game. 5-5 bottom of the ninth. 7 hits apiece. Way outside. A nice job by Chaudry to field that pitch. Fully outstretched. Ball and a strike to Tyler Stone. misses downstairs, 2-1. After Stone is Rob Matei. Matei 1 for 2 with a single and 2 walks. And the 2-1 from Bulger. Skips it in the dirt, and the runner's going to take off for second, and the throw won't beat him. A wild pitch allows Smelko to go to second base into scoring position. And now just about any base hit could win this game. Stone with a 3-1 count, and they are going to give him the free pass now. Probably a wise decision for the Waves.
Now to bat for your Goldpanners, number 17, Robert Matei.
So Rob Matei will stand in. I mentioned it earlier, 1 for 2 in the game, 5 for 9 on the season. Now the Panners call time, and they're going to bring a pinch runner in. So Stone will come out of the game for Alex Garcia. Oh. An interesting decision here, because if you go extra, you lose that big bat. And a guy that can win the game at any time with one swing of the bat. So, but they're going to go with the speed of Garcia on the base paths. So runners at first and second with 1 out, bottom of the 9th. The first pitch to Matei, swung on right back to the mound. They throw to second for 1. It works to perfection for the Waves. The 1-6-3 double play. And we are going extra.
Some extra free baseball.
5-5 game. Extra baseball for you here in Fairbanks. A 5-5 game. We're going to the 10th inning. Panners had a 5-2 lead in this game. The Waves scored 3 in the 6th. And we play on into the 10th. Garrett Erickson remains on the mound for the Goldpanners. Rob Matei moves from third to first. And Alex Garcia, who pinch ran for Tyler Stone, takes over at third. Top of the order for the Waves, Noah Lazuka, who's 1 for 4 tonight. We have the free runner at second base. So the corner infielders come in. The 1-ball pitch. Outside 2-0. Mazuka and then Myra. Kolbeck running at second base in the top of the 10th inning. Here's the 2-0 in the dirt. Well, they might just be playing to set up the double play ball here. I'm glad we got re-upped on the refreshments. And now the 3-0. It's a strike call. So, Mazuka. Now we'll look at a 3-1 pitch with the free runner / ghost runner at second base. Here at the top of the 10th inning of a 5-5 game, wind blowing right to left. Waves led this game 2-0, then the Panners 5 unanswered before the Waves tied it in the 6th. No one has scored since, and that ball not close, so it's ball 4.
Now up the bat for the Waves, number 4, Michael Myra.
Myra 0 for 4 tonight out of the 2 spot. A couple of strikeouts and 2 groundouts. Still the first time through the order for Garrett Erickson. And the Waves have 2 on here in the top of the 10th inning with nobody out. This one is fouled back.
That's up back there.
And out of play.
Another foul ball brought to you by the Goldaughters.
Extra baseball on PannerVision. If you miss any or all of these games, you can catch the archive broadcast on our YouTube page. Sometimes, especially our friends on the East Coast, have to get to bed. But make sure you plan to join us for the entire Midnight Sun game. Bunt is put down third base side. Garcia's going to have to hurry it to first and gets it there in time. So the sacrifice bunt moves both runners over.
Waves, number 2, Kobe Raphael.
One away, second and third for the Waves. Colby Raphael, 1 for 2 since entering the game in the 6th inning. Singled and scored in that 3-run 6th inning for the Waves, which is just high for ball 1. After Raphael, it's Reese Harmon due up. It's a big at bat right here with 1 out. Right-hander delivers and misses for ball 2. Panners, meanwhile, will have Drummond, Frankovich, and Redeman due up 6, 7, and 8 spots in the batting order. Strike called 2-1. Just a bit high. It's 3-1 now. Well, if you lose him here, the bright side is you set up the double play to get out of this unscathed. Let's see what happens on a 3-1 pitch to Raphael. Erickson sets and delivers. Sharply hit foul. 3-2. Full count, 1 out, runners at second and third. Erickson's pitch is swung on and hit through the right side, a base hit. 1 run will come in to score, and that will be all. So the ghost runner scores. Lazuka winds up at third and still just 1 out in the inning. RBI single for Raphael gives the Waves the lead here in the top of the 10th inning.
That's okay, as long as you got the runs going up.
Now Reese Harmon will try to add on and give the Waves a little insurance. 1 run not automatic with the ghost runner situation. A 6-5 lead now for the Waves after trailing 5-2. Hit high into center field. Peters running forward to make the catch and will throw as the runner tries to score. The ball hits off the mound. Still hits the mark, but not in time. And it is a 7-5 lead for the Waves, an RBI sac fly for Reese Harmon.
Number 27, Max Mendoza.
So the Waves do get the insurance run and now lead it by 2. And Max Mendoza, who has walked 3 times in the game, is otherwise 0 for 1. Still a runner at second base. And a strike called, 0-1. A 7-5 lead for the Waves. Just 1 hit in the inning, but the ghost runner and a walk, a couple of sacrifices, and the Waves have gotten it done here in the 10th. Panners are going to have to find a way to respond in the bottom half of the inning or it's all over. Way outside for a ball, trying to make him go after something off the plate. Mendoza, a couple stolen bases in the game. He's scored 2 runs. Ball and 2 strikes. With Raphael at second base, 2 away. Erickson with the 1-2, checks the runner, comes home. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Mendoza. But the Waves pick up 2 and have a 7-5 lead as we go to the bottom of the 10th.
All right, baseball fans, we're Goldpanners are down by 2 right now. Need all the help that you can give them. Coming up to bat for your Alaska Goldpanners here in the bottom of the 10th is number 13, Growden Memorial.
Last chance for the Goldpanners as they trail up by 2 here in extra innings. We're in the 10th. Ghost runner at second base. Panners trailing 7-5. Matei the runner. Drummond the batter. Drummond, Frankovich, and Redeman due up against Colton Bulger. Second-year member of the Waves. Logan Drummond 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Trying to get his first base hit of the night, takes a strike. The 0-1, chopped foul. Waves pick up 2 runs in the top half of the inning. The ghost runner, Lazuka, was walked, put 2 on with nobody out. The sacrifice bunt moved the runners over, and then a base hit through the hole on the right side from Raphael scored. 1 run. Harmon with a sac fly to score another. And now the 0-2 to Logan Drummond. Swung on, hit to second. Throw on to first. 1 up and 1 down. The runner goes to third on the play.
Now back here, Goldpanners, number 15, Jackson Frankovich.
Now Jackson Frankovich 0 for 4 tonight. Time for a base hit and to get the Goldpanners to within 1 and keep them alive. 1 out, swing and a miss. The Waves hoping to celebrate victory for the first time here in Fairbanks. A big 3-run 6th inning. Tied the game. Now in extra innings, this one's hit into right for a base hit. Frankovich gets his first hit of the game, and it brings in a Panner run and gets him to within 1. RBI single for Jackson Frankovich, and now it's up to Logan Redeman to keep things going. Redeman 1 for 4 with a double back in the 4th inning. A double likely ties the game again. Hits it to the right side and through for a base hit. Gold at first and second now after back-to-back singles. Here we go.
Number 36, Brandon Chuck Lee.
And oh boy. So the Panners are going to go to their bench and bring out a pinch hitter. That's all for Carl Peters' day. And it's going to be Brandon Chun-Ming, the strong, hard-hitting sophomore from Hope International out of Honolulu, Hawaii. A lot of power in this bat as well. Takes up and in. Chun-Ming. With Gold at first and second and 1 out, and the Panners trailing by 1 in the bottom of the 10th. The 1-ball pitch from Bulger. Swung on, hit off the end of the bat, foul territory, and it will land harmlessly out of the reach of Mitchell Baker. And it's 1-1. Great crowd again tonight. And they're sticking around in hopes of seeing a Goldpanner rally. Brandon Chung-Ming steps back in with a 1-1 count and 2 aboard. The base hit likely ties the game, maybe more. Strike called, it's 1-2. Chun-Ming, the pinch hitter here in the 10th inning. Just off the plate, 2-2. He maybe gets that strike call if catcher Chowdhury hangs on to it. Borderline though. 2-2 to Chun-Ming. In the dirt, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oh boy. Well, if you lose Chun-Ming, then you move the winning run into scoring position. A pinch hitter holding a bat in the on-deck circle. It's Donovan Ratfield. Here's the 3-2. Called strike 3. What a pitch from Bulger. Oh man. Chun-Ming was hoping it was going to be ball 4. But he's rung up by home plate umpire Dan Angelo.
Hitting for your Alaska Goldpanners.
And now it's all up.
Donovan Ratfield.
Donovan Ratfield pinch hitting. The junior from Gonzaga to Sparks, Nevada. Last hope for the Goldpanners. Went around for a strike. Panners down to their last out and now their last strike. Gold at first and second, trailing by 1 in the bottom of the 10th inning. It's 0-2 on Ratfield. Bulger's pitch, a 3-pitch strikeout of Ratfield, and the San Diego Waves come from behind to win Game 3. They take it in extra innings by a final score of 7-6. San Diego finally gets the taste of victory here in Fairbanks after dropping the first 2 games. And the Waves coaching staff can breathe a sigh of relief after getting the win, despite trailing this game 5-2 in the 6th inning. And the Goldpanners will lick their wounds and get ready for a doubleheader tomorrow. We will start that doubleheader at 2 p.m. So join us for some afternoon Goldpanners baseball tomorrow. Thank you all so much for joining us on this Saturday night in Fairbanks. We'll be back at it tomorrow where you can tune in, turn on, and pan out with 2 Goldpanner games. Thanks to Chris Carlson, engineering and producing the broadcast. Bam, bam, Burnley on cameras. I'm Garrow Von Dane saying so long from Growden Memorial Park in beautiful Fairbanks, Alaska. Have a great Saturday night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow for a double dip. The Waves take Game 3 in extra innings, 7-6. Good night.